Hi, everybody. I'm John Graydon. I'm a professional speaker, author, and trainer. You've got this great idea for a book. How do you get a publishing house to even consider you? Well, it's very difficult to go directly to a publishing house. Most medium and large publishers will only talk to an agent. And you want to have an agent who's going to work on your behalf. Here's somebody who has been immersed in the book business for a long time. Their language is the language of book contracts, book negotiations, rights, sales. So that's an area that most of us don't have enough experience in to really adequately champion our book. And that's what a literary agent does for you. He champions your book if they buy into it. My approach in getting a literary agent was simply this. I sent my book proposal to 5 different agents. Within 10 minutes, I had a response. Within 3 days, I was signed. And that was for the Imposter Syndrome self-help book. It was my first mainstream self-help book. I'd come out of the martial arts industry, and I moved into this first self. I knew that because I'm going into mainstream self-help, I wanted somebody to champion me. I wanted someone who believed in me. First off, we have to understand, in hiring a literary agent, it's an unlicensed profession. What that means is that anybody can call themselves an agent. So you have to do some research. You want to make sure that you're matching your book, the content of your book, with the specialties of your literary agent. In other words, I wouldn't take a self-help book to somebody who specializes in selling toy train books or toy books. I want to make sure somebody that really knows this business and they have relationships with the various publishers that publish these kind of books. There are some great resources to find a literary agent, the Literary Marketplace, Publishers Weekly, and there's an annual agent's guide. The annual agent's guide is 2008, 2007. Every year it changes. You can find all those resources online. Make sure that your agent, it's best if they're members of the major agency associations. It's not always required, but it gives you at least another way to research them. Talk to other authors that they've worked with. See how this person is to work. Do they really get behind the title? Do they just take on a certain amount of titles so they can really put their energies into them? And also make sure they're very responsive. The key, though, is you've got to start with a good book proposal, and then you have to be selective. Sometimes it's going to be hard to get the agent. Sometimes it's going to be a little easier. But either way, you've got to make sure there's a good fit, because having the wrong agent is worse than not having an agent at all. I'm John Graydon, and I hope that helps you find a good literary agent for your book.